Welcome back to Tranquility Insights. Today's video is different. Today's video is not just something to watch while scrolling, not something to half listen to while your mind is somewhere else. This is the kind of video that asks you to slow down for a moment and really hear what is being said. Because after this, many things may begin to make sense inside you. The way you think about money, the way you think about receiving, the way you think about timing, and maybe even the way you think about your entire life. So before we begin, I want you to do one small thing. If you are watching from the United States, press the hype button for the first 7 days after upload, so this video can reach more people there. And if you are watching from anywhere else in the world, take a moment to like, share, and write in the comments where you are watching from. I truly love seeing that, because it reminds me that every person watching this is carrying their own story, their own struggle, and their own hope. Now take one deep breath, let the noise outside begin to soften, and let's begin. The topic of today's video is called, Do Nothing After You Hear This, and Watch Everything Change. And I know that can sound strange at first, because the world has taught us that if we want change, we must keep moving, keep pushing, keep forcing, keep proving, keep planning, keep checking, keep chasing. But what if that is exactly why so many people feel exhausted? What if the reason so many hearts feel heavy is not because they are lazy, weak, or incapable, but because they have been carrying too much for too long? Too many thoughts, too many fears, too many expectations, too many silent questions, too much pressure. Sometimes the mind becomes so full that even peace has no place to enter. And that is where this message comes in, because sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is not add more effort. It is to step back long enough to hear yourself again. There is a deep truth in life that many people only discover after years of struggle. The answer is not always in more doing. Sometimes the answer is in less resistance. Sometimes the answer is in allowing things to settle. Think about water. When water is disturbed, you cannot see clearly through it. But when it becomes still, everything becomes visible again. That is what happens with your mind, too. When your thoughts are constantly being stirred by fear, urgency, and doubt, it becomes almost impossible to see what is real, what is temporary, and what is actually meant for you. But when you become still, even for a little while, clarity begins to rise on its own. You stop searching in panic and start noticing in peace. Maybe you have been thinking a lot about money lately. Maybe it feels like money has become a constant weight in your mind. Maybe you have been wondering how to create more stability, more freedom, more comfort, or more control over your life. Maybe you have been asking yourself why things have not moved as fast as you wanted. If that is where you are, I want you to hear this very carefully. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not too late. And you are definitely not alone. A lot of people are quietly carrying the same kind of pressure. But pressure is not proof that you are failing. Sometimes pressure is just a sign that you have been trying to solve everything at once. And when you try to solve everything at once, your spirit becomes tired before your life has even had the chance to change. That is why this message matters. Because not every breakthrough comes from effort alone. Yes, effort matters, discipline matters, action matters. But effort without clarity becomes exhaustion. Effort without peace becomes frustration. Effort without trust becomes fear. And fear is a very expensive way to live. It steals your attention. It clouds your judgment. It makes you rush decisions you should have waited on. It makes you doubt good things before they have even had time to grow. So before you force the next step, before you overthink another outcome, Before you drain yourself trying to control what is not yet in your hands, pause, breathe. Let your mind come back to center. Because sometimes the next door does not open through pressure. Sometimes it opens when you stop pulling on it. There is something deeply spiritual, though not religious, about stillness. Stillness is not emptiness. Stillness is alignment. Stillness is where your inner world stops fighting itself. Stillness is where your thoughts stop shouting over one another long enough for truth to speak. Stillness is where you remember that you are more than your worries, more than your bank balance, more than your current chapter, more than the mistakes you made, more than the delays that disappointed you. In stillness, you begin to feel your own presence again, and that presence is powerful. Because when you are connected to yourself, you are not as easily shaken by every little problem that passes through your life. A lot of people spend years chasing a feeling that they think money will give them. They think money will finally make them feel safe, or enough, or worthy, or free. But money cannot create inner peace if inner peace is missing. It can support your life, yes. It can open options, yes. It can reduce stress, yes. But it cannot replace the quiet strength that comes from knowing who you are. That is why your relationship with money matters so much. If you see money through fear, you will often make fearful choices. If you see money through desperation, you may chase it in unhealthy ways. But if you begin to see money as energy, responsibility, and support, your whole mindset starts to change. You become calmer, more thoughtful, more intentional. And that change in you begins to change the way life responds to you. Now let me be clear. This does not mean you ignore real problems. It does not mean you pretend everything is perfect when it is not. It does not mean you sit still and hope life magically fixes itself. No. What it means is this. Stop letting urgency make every decision for you. Stop letting fear write your story. Stop reacting to every delay as if it is the end. You are allowed to pause without collapsing. You are allowed to breathe without losing momentum. You are allowed to trust the process without becoming passive. There is a difference between surrender and quitting. Surrender says, I will stop fighting what I cannot control. Quitting says, there is no point anymore. Those are not the same thing. And right now, I am not asking you to quit. I am asking you to release the tension that has been choking your clarity. Maybe you have been waiting for a sign. Maybe you have been quietly hoping that something would arrive and tell you to keep going. Then let this be that sign. Not because this video is magical, but because you are awake enough now to receive the message. You are ready to shift your mind. You are ready to stop living in panic mode. You are ready to become the kind of person who does not need every answer immediately in order to keep moving forward. That is maturity. That is strength. That is growth. And here is something important. The biggest changes in life often begin in invisible ways. They begin in the way you speak to yourself when no one is listening. They begin in the way you respond to stress. They begin in the way you sit with uncertainty without immediately trying to escape it. They begin in the quiet decision to stop feeding thoughts that drain you. You may not notice it at first, but every calm choice changes something in you. Every patient response builds something in you. Every moment of self-trust strengthens something in you. And over time, those invisible changes become visible results. So when I say, do nothing after you hear this, I do not mean do nothing forever. I mean stop over-forcing the moment. Stop trying to drag the future into your hands before it is ready. Stop treating your life like an emergency that has to be solved tonight. Instead, Let the message settle inside you. Let the silence after this video become part of the healing. Let your thoughts breathe. Let your body unclench. Let your heart stop running for a moment. Because when you do, you may begin to feel something you have not felt in a long time. Space. And space is where new things can enter. If you are watching from the USA, press the hype button during the first 7 days after upload, so this message can continue reaching more people there. And if you are watching from another country, I still want to know where you are from. Leave your country or city in the comments. I love seeing how far this message travels, because it reminds me that people everywhere are carrying quiet battles, and sometimes a calm message arrives at the exact moment it is needed. Maybe you feel like life has been asking too much of you lately. Maybe you have been carrying responsibilities, expectations, disappointments, and worries that no one else fully sees. Then let this be your reminder that you do not have to solve your whole life tonight. You only need to return to yourself. You only need to hear your own breath. You only need to become still enough to notice what is actually true. And when you do that, something begins to change. You begin to make wiser choices. You begin to notice opportunities that were hidden under stress. You begin to respond from wisdom instead of fear. And that shift, although quiet, can change everything. Change is not always dramatic. It does not always arrive with noise and fireworks. Sometimes change is very gentle. Sometimes it arrives as a soft realization, a subtle release, a new thought, a calmer reaction, a quieter morning, a better decision, a deeper exhale. That is still change. In fact, that is often the most lasting kind, because anything built in peace usually lasts longer than anything built in panic. So after this video ends, do not rush to force an answer. Do not overwhelm yourself by trying to understand everything all at once. Just let the message sink in. Sleep with a quieter mind. Wake up with a cleaner thought. Move through your day with a little more trust. And notice how life begins to feel different when you stop fighting every moment. Sometimes the answer you wanted was never hidden. Sometimes it was just waiting for you to become still enough to receive it. If this video spoke to you, comment, "I am ready," or "I choose peace." That simple act can become a powerful signal to your own mind. And if there is someone in your life who has been overthinking, overworking, or overworrying, send this video to them. They may need this reminder more than you know. Thank you for spending this time with me on Tranquility Insights. Keep showing up, keep listening, keep trusting the quiet shifts. Keep remembering that your life does not have to be forced to become beautiful. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is nothing at all. Not because you have given up, but because you have finally made enough inner space for life to move in a better direction.